In the grand corridors of Russian history, few names cast a shadow as dark or as fascinating as Ivan IV Vasilievich, better known as Ivan the Terrible. To some, he was a visionary who laid the foundation for the modern Russian state. To others, he was a monster, consumed by paranoia and divine fury. His reign was a paradox, an empire built through faith, fear, and fire. Ivan's story begins in 1530, born to Grand Prince Vasily III of Moscow. When his father died, Ivan was just 3 years old. The Russian court quickly descended into chaos. Rival boyar families, the powerful nobles of the time, fought viciously for control, often humiliating the young heir. Those early years shaped him deeply. Ivan grew up surrounded by betrayal, watching men murdered before his eyes and learning that trust was a weakness. When he finally came of age, Ivan was determined never to be powerless again. At just 16, he crowned himself Tsar of all Russia, the first ruler to ever use that title, which meant Caesar. With that declaration, he claimed not just political authority, but divine right. In his mind, he wasn't merely a king. He was chosen by God to rule an empire that would rival Rome. For a time, it seemed destiny favored him. Ivan reformed Russia's government, established a standing army, and created a new code of laws. He expanded his empire eastward, conquering Kazan and Astrakhan, bringing vast Muslim territories under Christian rule. These victories turned him into a national hero, Russia's first great unifier. But as power grew, so did Ivan's darkness. The young Tsar, who once spoke of justice, became consumed by suspicion and rage. He believed his enemies, real and imagined, were conspiring to destroy him. His mind twisted faith into justification for cruelty. In 1565, he created the Oprichnina, a secret police force that answered only to him. Dressed in black robes and riding black horses, the Oprichniki terrorized the land. They burned towns, executed nobles, and tortured anyone accused of disloyalty. Entire families were wiped out on the Tsar's word alone. One of the most horrific events occurred in Novgorod, a wealthy city even accused of treason. For 5 weeks in the winter of 1570, his forces massacred thousands, men, women, and children, claiming they were purging the unfaithful. The river Volkhov ran red with blood. Ivan justified these atrocities with religion. He saw himself as God's instrument, cleansing Russia of sin. Between acts of violence, he built churches and corresponded with religious scholars. He attended confession regularly, convinced his cruelty was divinely sanctioned. His faith was real, but twisted into a weapon. The greatest tragedy, however, struck in his own family. In a fit of rage, Ivan struck his son and heir, Ivan Ivanovich, with an iron staff, killing him instantly. The event shattered the Tsar emotionally and politically. With his son gone, Russia fell into chaos after his death, leading to what became known as the Time of Troubles. Ivan died in 1584, reportedly while playing chess. When attendants found his body, they said he was dressed for prayer, clutching a cross. His death marked the end of a terrifying reign, one that had transformed Russia from a collection of feuding states into a centralized, powerful empire, but at the cost of unimaginable suffering. To this day, historians argue over his legacy. Was Ivan the Terrible truly mad, or was he a product of his brutal environment? Did his faith drive him to greatness, or destroy him from within? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere between. Ivan was a man of contradictions, deeply religious, yet monstrously cruel, visionary, yet paranoid. A ruler who believed he served God, even as he inflicted hell on earth. His story mirrors some of the most haunting tales from the Holy Bible itself, where faith and power often intertwine, and where those chosen by God must wrestle with their own demons. Like King Saul, consumed by jealousy and fear, or King Herod, whose insecurities led to slaughter, Ivan's rule shows how faith without humility becomes tyranny. In the end, Ivan the Terrible remains one of history's most compelling warnings. That belief, when mixed with absolute power, can turn even the faithful into the feared. Because sometimes, the most dangerous rulers are not those who reject God, but those who believe they speak for him. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel for more content. Thank you.